So, hello, hi, welcome. We're live now. Welcome back to the podcast after about 40, 50 minutes, a bit late, but we're here. We made it finally.
Sorry.
So it's good. So yeah, Frankie unfortunately had some internet issues where I guess the internet gods were just like, not today. So your entire area went out for a little bit, huh?
I haven't asked any of the neighbours yet, but I really should.
Yeah, it's
I
weird
was
that
more
you're.
concerned just trying to actually get it working.
Yeah, well, it's weird that your mobile data went out as well at the same time.
Yeah.
Like that's really odd. Um, so yeah, welcome. My guest today is Big Frankie G.
Hello?
That's Big Frankie G, also known as John. Do you prefer Frankie or do you prefer John, mate?
I really don't mind.
Yeah, I'm the same with Rye and Zenith. Although not many people from the internet call me Rye because not many people know that version because they only know Zenith.
Yeah.
We
I
had
mean,
this convers. Oh, carry on.
sorry. I've got my, like the fact that I'm called John in my about me on the channel. Um,
Oh yeah.
and then people will uh, Frankie all the time. But it
I
got really
supposed.
weird
Yeah, go on.
in like voice calls and actually verbally hearing people refer to me as Frankie. And I think it
Yeah,
took me maybe 2 or 3 weeks
yeah, I
of
get that.
being in VCs to actually get used to it and actually respond to people because I just ignore them like, who the fuck's Frankie?
Just completely blank
Uh,
them.
like, well, that's not me.
Yeah, no, in fact, I completely understand that because people never really used to call me Zenith all the time because even on the internet. But ever since I started Twitch and stuff and interacting with people more on Discord, obviously Zenith is my name on everything, so people just started
Yeah.
calling me that. And it's so strange hearing people refer to you as your online alias.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
absolutely. I
but
mean,
I kind of love it. I kind of love it.
I've had BigFrankieG as an alias for nearly, well, probably just over 15 years. If I've ever
Wow.
played multiplayer games, people have verbally called me Big Frank, or,
Okay.
or BSG, or
So,
wherever.
where does it
And
come
that was
from? Where
fine.
what's the origin story of Big Frankie G?
Uh, I, I'll have been about 15, maybe 14. At the
Yeah.
time, Shameless was popular in the UK, and I went to a fancy dress party as Frank Gallagher.
Oh.
Um, I also got growth spurts really early and powered across a lot of people. So we got Big Frank Gallagher, then Big Frankie G.
Big Frankie G. I love it. And I've also got your little tooth symbol here.
Look at
So
that
if anyone
beauty.
over on my stream is wondering what this is Frankie's teeth. You've got a thing about teeth over on your channel, don't you, Frankie? Do you want to
Mate,
explain
I've
that
got
quickly?
so much going on with teeth right now.
Oh yeah.
Um, so I don't know. I think for me it was. I was very uncomfortable at first to be on camera. So I'm
Yeah.
in a situation where I've had to have my teeth removed, and I'm waiting to get teeth uh, implanted.
Yeah.
So I was very concerned. I was like, I'm just going to get so many trolls coming along. Um, well, I either thought like no one was ever going to come along, or I was going to get a lot of trolls to try and wind me up about it. But then
Yeah.
so I was like, you know what? If I joke about it, like the trolls won't have anything to troll me with because they'll be like, oh, well, he makes fun of it, so if we do, we're
Yeah.
actually just going to look like nice, friendly people.
Well, that's the thing though, isn't it? Like either you can be the butt of a joke or you can own the things that happen to you and be like, haha,
Exactly.
yes.
Exactly.
Obviously it's not always that simple and like I know people have a process they have to go through, especially if they have to have like their teeth removed or anything. But if you can get to a point in your life where you can joke about it, that's a good
Yeah.
place to be, you know.
I mean, I'm so close to having a new set of teeth to be able to use. I
Ooh.
do have
That,
one that don't fit. Um,
hmm.
so it means like because people are used to me streaming without any, that I'm able to even do some daft things like channel redeem, take your teeth out for 5 minutes and
Yeah.
daft shit like that. But yeah, we're going through a massive rebranding at the minute. I know I haven't been streaming often. I literally got something that I thought looked nice, and I don't really feel like it matches what we do on the channel. So we've
Hmm.
been catering more towards that new theme. We thought it was very, very unique. I don't
I
think I've ever seen
personally,
another toothless streamer.
no, I can't say I have, but personally, I really like your branding you're going through, like with all the cute
Um,
little teeth for your emojis and stuff, and the shirts as well. I think that's a very great place to come from. I love it.
so we're
Oh, you
currently
have a.
working on a nail for there. I've just sent you that.
I can see it. Yeah,
So
I like that.
that's what we're creating at the minute, which I think is really nice.
I'd show it on my stream, but I don't wanna spoil it for anyone in chat. So make
Yeah,
sure you go
yeah.
over
I'm leaving
to
it as a reveal.
BigFrankieG's channel and check him out because there will be a cool new overlay which I think is adorable. By the way, I love that.
It could be live Monday. If not, it will probably be Thursday.
Fantastic.
So
Um,
that's pretty exciting.
oh no, that's very exciting. I recently went through a little bit of a rebrand myself. Uh, with just getting like a logo and emotes done and stuff like that. Um, we always there's how like I guess for you it was kind of easier to pick a theme because you've got something about you that
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
just.
100%.
But what's like the process there of going through and being like because I know what it was for me and for mine was literally just messaging an artist being like I don't know what I want, please help.
That's fine.
But what's the process of going through and making these overlays? Like how do you decide your theme and how everything's going
Uh,
to sit?
so the tooth thing
Yeah.
started. So originally, I mean, if anyone's ever been along, literally, as I sent that photo, I've just sent you to my mods.
Yeah.
Um, they said that is the most I've ever seen of my hair, and I've got to run things that I've always got a cap on stream.
You
Um,
actually do. Yeah, I didn't even think about that
yeah,
until right now. Yeah, you do.
I've only not wore it once, and I think it was for the first charity stream that the channel done.
Nice, nice.
It's the only time I've never wore the hat. Um, so I started with some cap emotes just after I hit affiliate.
Yeah.
Which I contacted someone out of a Discord. I really liked their artwork and stuff, so I shelled out some pennies for some.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, you know what? Scrap that one. Can we give it two for more? People can just spam teeth in my chat. And then it just went from there,
Yeah.
really. And it was just like, oh, do you know what? Like, let's add the teeth a bit more. So then I've done like got the about panels done. Um, it was just really weird. And I was like, do you know what? Let's just go for an all out Brandon for the teeth.
So you
Why
went from
not?
having no teeth to having a shit ton of teeth in
The
your chat
irony,
all the time.
the irony. Yeah,
uh, with
but
cute little faces on.
yeah, it's the like how you've got your ultra mega hype coins, mine are teeth.
Yeah.
Which is really good because we've got a community challenge at the minute. So it's like people are giving me teeth, and like that's super grateful because I've got zero. Uh, so it's one of those things where it becomes a bit of a joke.
Yeah,
But
you've just got millions and millions of teeth now, and
yeah,
that's great.
it
Yeah,
feels good.
I really like your theme. I think it's done really well. And would you say it's something that just sort of is it's one of those things where you just sort of have to do it, like you said when you messaged that artist and asked to just have a tooth emoji. You just sort of have to do it, and it all comes together. Would you say?
Yeah. So there wasn't really like any sort of plan to go ahead with it.
Yeah.
I just fancied the emote. I was like, can we get some variations so we've got different teeth for people to use? And I was like,
Hmm.
do you know what? The two things gone well. So I
Yeah.
had done
It's
some
well,
like
it builds, doesn't it? Like
yeah, yeah,
the only way you sort of end up not having anything is if you don't start something in the first place.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, it's all been super organic. It's like, oh
yeah,
well,
exactly.
we could make this part of the channel two themed. We could do that part.
Hmm.
And it's
Like,
worked like that. It's been a very gradual process. I don't think I ever set out when I got my tape and moss. I never thought like I was sat there trying to do a full rebrand around it.
mm, no, but
So
that's how it ends up. For me, it was the original hype cat, which is one of my emotes, um, was literally just I photoshopped a picture of our cat D when he was yawning. We managed to get a picture of him mid yawn, so I
nice.
just put the word hype above it, and he looks just so ecstatic. Um, but I was just like I don't know what else to do, so I just sent that picture to an artist. Just like, this is the kind of thing I want, but cartoony. Can you make a series of these? And
Yeah,
then my cat got turned into emotes, and it works.
that's pretty
Um,
cool.
yeah, so I think the best thing, like, a plan is all well and good, but you don't really start doing something. You don't really like get to a point unless you just start doing the thing in the first place. You know?
Oh, absolutely. Like it's just that random one pushes now. I think we've all had one at some point or another.
Yeah,
Um, and something just kind of sits, and you look
yeah,
at something, you're like, yeah, this feels right, and you know, like,
yeah. It's a feeling, isn't it? Which is always something you can never teach someone. Like, when I used to play guitar, I would always be like, "Oh, why does it make these noises? Why does this kind of stuff work? You know,
yeah,
what am I doing? How am I doing it? And why?" And it meant I could never learn guitar very well because everyone who was good at guitar that I asked for help was just like, "You just gotta feel it, man," and I never did. But
the
that's how it
power of
is
the
for a lot
music.
of things. You just gotta feel it. You gotta feel your way through it, and you'll get there. Um, I
Yeah,
think the
I feel like I've
same.
been very lucky that I've been
Oh,
able to create this type of branding. It's
uh,
really nice because I've had like 2 years of like pain and suffering with my physical teeth.
yeah.
Like I think it took 5 extractions in total, and
Holy shit.
you can't eat for like a week after each one because all your gums like an open wound.
Yeah,
Stuff
no,
like
of
that. You
course
have to
not.
let it like clot and heal and stuff. So it's just been absolutely brutal.
And what, that went on for 2 years?
2 years, pandemic and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's horrific. But it's good. As you said, you managed to get lucky to be able to make such a
Oh yeah.
wonderful looking brand. Honestly.
I never thought that the suffering would feel like it's paid off, but it turns out it has.
Yeah, I suppose it has. Honestly. So what made you want to start streaming in the first place then?
Oh, Senna's bringing out the big guns.
Well,
Uh,
I'm curious. Like, was there? Because I was just thinking about it. Like, was this something you did to distract yourself from being in pain? Was this something from after you were in pain? You were just like, "Fuck it, why not?"
no, no. So
Or is
my
it just?
last extraction was September last year.
Oh wow, holy
Um,
shit!
and it's just took this long to actually get teeth to put in.
Hmm.
Um, but I didn't start streaming until the 1st of May. So I had quite
Wait,
a
the
lot of
1st of
time to
May
like
this year.
this year.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
That's actually not that long ago.
No, no.
You've
Been nearly 3 months.
definitely well done on coming as far as you have with what you've done in such short of a time. By the way, I didn't know you'd
Thank
only
you.
been going since May. I thought you were at least last year, maybe longer.
No,
Um,
mate.
but I think
First
this is
of May.
literally just me watching your streams because I will say your streams are always very well. Is professional the right word to use when it comes to a Twitch streamer? Because I feel like we're all
Probably not.
just
Not the way
just
I swear.
streamers. But you know, your streams come across as very good, very competent, very like they are entertaining streams to watch, and I can't believe
Well,
you've been only doing
you
it since
you're
May
doing
1st.
a podcast which relies me on talking. So ease it on the compliments because I will just get shy and quiet, and you'll have to wing it on your own.
Oh no, please don't make me do a podcast by myself. I'm always scared that I'll have to one day do a podcast by myself because
Special
I will have
guest, my
nothing
mind.
to say. But
Oh
anyway,
no.
go on. What
Um,
was your
so
why did you
yeah,
start?
so I think it was round about, I think it was late February. There was a vacancy for the YouTube channel,
Hmm.
and they were looking for a new presenter. So it was like a gaming channel. Um, my housemate applied for it and spent a month making a video part of his application.
Hmm.
Um, and he quite got into it, and like while waiting to find out if he got the job or not, I just got to a point. He was like, "Do you know what? I'm gonna stream. Like, I'm gonna try it out on my own, regardless of whether I get the job or not, because it's something I'm gonna have to do as part of the job if I get it. So I
Yeah.
might as well just start now and see how it goes, see if it's something I'm comfortable with and things like
Oh
that."
yeah.
And then I think he streamed like 2 or 3 times, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. Like, just like yeah, it's nice to kind of have that platform to just engage with new people as well." I was like, "Fuck it, that sounds awesome. I'm gonna give it a go." So I
Yeah.
literally just I booted the PlayStation 4 up. I think it was the 28th of March.
Yeah.
Um, booted the PS4, just went live straight off the PS4, like set up a Twitch account and stuff like
Just
that.
straight up.
Played a bit of Dark Souls, uh, and then I've done like a test stream on the 28th, and then started May the 1st properly. Uh,
Yeah.
by May the 8th, like I don't know, I kind of got the bug for it. Like I don't
Yeah.
know, just
Yeah.
something I was like I can really see me investing a lot of time into that.
It takes a couple of streams as well to like really get into it. I found
Yeah,
because I started streaming in November last year, but I wasn't doing it like seriously. I was only doing it for like an hour every now and then.
yeah.
But then on I think it was January 1st, I started taking it seriously and I started doing like every weekday and then every day and everything, and it's it took me a second to sort of get into the swing of doing it every day, but now I love it. You can, this week, don't look at this week as a good example of that though. I've had like 3 days off over the past week because I just haven't felt.
I do love that as part of this. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, I don't think everybody goes out to do it as like a full-time job.
Hmm.
Um, but the beauty of it, so I look at mine as a full-time job. Like the amount of time I spend doing things outside of the stream itself, whether that's networking or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I put enough hours into it per week
Yeah.
for it to feel like one.
Yeah. For sure.
And the
For sure.
beauty of this type of work is you can take 3 days off.
Yeah. Legit.
You know, what I
Yeah.
mean, there's a flexibility that your typical 9 to 5 doesn't have,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
which
that's
I
I
think's
think just
incredible.
working for yourself, which honestly is something I've always wanted to do. Um, so would you say that that's a big motivation for you? Like, is that the dream to just? Well, I'm sure it is for a lot of streamers, but you know, is this something that you want to do full time? Is this something that you think is a viable career for yourself?
Um, It's hard to say. I feel like if I say yeah, I just sound like one of many millions of people. Uh, but I mean, it would be nice. Like at the minute, I'm unemployed. I've got a chronic health condition that stops me from working. So
Yeah.
it has helped me with routine, which I normally don't have.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely
Um,
does help with that
and
for
it,
sure.
it gives me a reason to be getting out of bed on a morning,
Mhm.
all that type of stuff, like mental health wise, it's been an absolute boost. Especially like I joined as the pandemic was easing here in the UK.
Yeah.
So like the whole I need to socialize with people thing wasn't like a huge thing. I did start thinking, like I said earlier, no one's going to tune in or a load of trolls are. I wasn't expecting to meet people the way I have at all over the last like 3 months. It's been
Yeah.
weird.
So you would say that it's definitely helped uh
It's helped
with
my state of mind,
well,
hundred
yeah,
percent.
with your state of mind. That's a good way of putting it. Um
I would love, I guess, to be in a position where, so obviously currently I'm on universal credit, being unemployed, so
yeah.
pay my bills. I'm relying on benefits. I'm I'm happy with where I am and how I live my life and how I spend my money. But I'd
Yeah.
like to be able to do it with my own money consistently.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
I completely understand that. I think me and you are in similar boats as well because I am also on universal credit, and I've registered as self-employed because this is the thing that I want to do. So,
oh,
um,
not self-employment. Oh,
it's yeah, but I would prefer it than going into actual work because
yeah,
um, it I don't think the world is right, you know? I don't think I think whilst employers can still be dickheads to their employees and get away with it because the employees don't have another option, the workforce is not a safe place to be, or it's not a happy place to be for sure. And I'd rather be happy at the end of the day than be miserable doing something I hate.
yeah, 100%.
Exactly.
So with me having a chronic health condition,
Yeah,
uh,
exactly. Yeah.
I am not required to actively seek work, which
Mhm.
means that all the time I feel capable of putting into work, it can go into the channel.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's why it's had I mean, I feel like it's been a good setup, but I feel like I could have had like 5 followers by now, and I just still thought it was better than what I expected. Um, so like I don't know, it's really strange, but I have set myself a time limit. I'm giving myself 2 years. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I also went with 2 years. Maybe there's not like a limit, but as a sort of this is where I want to be.
yeah,
You know, within two
yeah,
years. I think it's good to have those goals, and I think it's definitely a viable thing to do to say to yourself if you're like if you're watching this and you want to stream or you want to make content and you're just not quite sure how or why or
yeah.
whatever, it's definitely a viable thing to do. You just have to enjoy it.
Oh, absolutely. Like
Exactly.
it. So it's like Q2 2023 is kind of my deadline. And if by
Yeah.
then that I can't make enough money from the channel to essentially keep a roof over my head and eat and stuff like that, then I will still stream, but I would probably have to have a really big look at how I'm going to do that while going back to full-time employment.
I
Because
see what you mean.
I would still like pay for things off money I've earned.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think I get what you mean with wanting your money to be your own. Um, I don't think I would be able to do it within a with a boss. You know, that's something that I always had issue with.
Yeah, that's
Was is reporting to the boss man, because we never get along. I'm not too sure why, but whoever the boss man is, me and him have beef always.
You're too sassy. Too sassy, Zenith.
I think that might be the case. Yeah. Uh, so So, what was like the biggest piece of? Is there been a piece of advice that has been given to you, since you started streaming that stuck in your head from the get go? Like, is there anything that you think is good advice that someone's given you before on streaming that you would like to um, gift the world?
I don't. I didn't tell anybody I knew other than my housemate that I'd started doing it until about a month in.
Yeah.
Um, so like people in real life, it's some neighbours that we're really close with.
Okay.
My
So
parents
So
and my
if
brothers.
you haven't really been given anything, what advice would you give?
So I have received advice like throughout my time streaming, 100%. I never got anything before I started. Like I never sat there and thought about it, and people were like, "Oh, well, such and such." Um,
Okay.
but the big advice I've been given: turn your view count off, because there is
Hey.
nothing more disheartening than watching that number tick down, and your
Oh,
viewers can see you
definitely.
watching. Like because if you're
Yeah.
watching it, well, I did at first, 'cause, I started streaming via a PS4, so it's
Yeah.
got it in the corner of the screen constantly while you're playing your game, and it's
I
fucking
hate that.
dreadful.
Yeah.
Um, so I was just so constantly aware of who was there or how many were there even.
Or who
It's like,
wasn't there.
oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I completely understand that.
So that's the
I
big one
myself
for me.
turned the view count off. I've had my view count off since the day I hit affiliate. Um
That makes sense.
because before affiliate, like, I got told that if you're streaming for too long with less than 3 viewers, that it brings your average down and you won't get affiliate.
Yeah,
So I was constantly looking at the number, being like, if I stream for an hour or longer and I have less than 3 people watching, then I need to end the stream. And I just was constantly looking at the viewer number, and as soon as I hit affiliate, I just turned it off because of how badly it affected me. Because it
yeah.
was literally every day you were watching this number go up and down and basing your value off it, and it's just not a good headspace to be in.
Yeah, it's
Um,
not. It's not healthy. It's probably the worst thing I've found with
yeah,
Twitch. It's
yeah,
the fact that it's there and available as a streamer to see. I
mm.
feel like it should be something that's essentially
I
turned off.
feel
But I
like
guess you do need it for certain situations, so it's a really hard balance to get. But
eh,
100%, I do not like to see my view count while I'm streaming.
no, I don't see the point really, because I'm not going to do much of, like, if I want to look at it from an analytics perspective, I will just go in to the stream after the fact and see from there, you know.
Yeah.
I'll go into like all the analysis afterwards. I don't need to be doing it whilst I'm live.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to help anyone. So I see you because you're doing the Nuzlocke
Networking
Pokemon
as well.
runs constantly. Oh yeah, go on. Do you still have more?
Networking.
Yeah,
My advice to network as much as you can. This is
yeah.
where I spend a lot of my time.
So
I'd say maybe out of
what is networking? Because I use the term a lot in this
yeah,
podcast,
so do I.
but no one ever actually
You know,
defines the term. What is the term?
I
What does
mean,
it
so for
mean?
me, networking is like we all essentially were off a piggyback system to get noticed.
Hmm.
You know, like you want to
Right.
grow, you want to be able to reach people that you can't currently reach out to. You can spend time in
Yes.
people's channels, getting to know them, or in people's discords, getting to know them, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. there's so many ways to be getting in touch with other streamers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
and it creates like essentially like you start creating a pathway for new followers, and you also get to introduce your followers to someone new. So
Yeah.
it becomes like
Exactly.
a mutual benefit experience, and all it is get to know people, actually spending time with people online, and engaging with them.
Mhm.
Without trolling, without being a troll, really. You know, like being being a being a being a guest on a podcast is a part of
it's a
networking.
good networking. It's good networking, isn't it?
Like,
um,
but it counts. It doesn't feel like you're networking because I feel like the word networking itself makes it sound very like
the word
professional and
networking definitely adds a sort of business air to it that isn't
yeah, it does.
necessarily there. Yeah, I just love hanging out with people. I like talking to the people I've talked with. I like playing games with them. I like inviting them on my podcast. And
But
if
it's
I,
all
and
networking.
yeah, exactly.
Like
And
as much as
occasionally, I
networking
also
makes it
like
sound scary.
yeah. It sounds scarier and more like businessy,
Yeah.
um, but it's still the same thing, and it's nice. And I also get to hang out in people's streams that I like that are entertaining, so that's a good time as well.
Exactly. Like at the end of the day, there's a lot. I mean, if it wasn't for networking, I'd have never found your channel or like
Yeah, well,
so many people's.
I
You know, I mean, I did literally just had my housemate's channel as the
yeah,
only person I follow.
I'm in a lot of streamer discords, and yeah, it's nice because you get to see all of these different communities being built, and it's weird because I'll know someone from one community that's also in another community that knows someone else I know from there, but then the two have never met before.
Okay.
So that's always really strange because I've got names that I've never even heard of in one server, and then names that are in multiple servers in different areas. But it's
So
always nice to see people in and out, especially if you see them in chats as well. If you hang out in chat with a bunch of people you've already been talking to, that's always nice too.
yeah, 100%. There is one thing
Yeah.
with networking that has shocked me, and
Go
this
on.
happened yesterday. So I was
Ooh,
helping
juicy.
someone out on their channel.
Mm-hmm.
I was literally helping them through a boss fight on a Final Fantasy game because I'd just finished it a couple of hours prior.
Yeah.
Um, and the person they raided was, a bigger streamer than like we are, like me, you, and the person I was helping. I think they're
Yeah.
around about 1.5K followers.
Yeah.
There was about 20, 24 in chat.
Mm.
And it was quite quiet, so I'm assuming it picks up a fair bit more than 24 on average. Um,
Yeah.
Raided this person. I was like, all right, yeah, I'll stick around, see what it is. And they were in like Florida or something. I was like, I'm barely ever going to see your content, but it was interesting. And I went to follow,
Mm.
and it gave me the option to resubscribe.
What? So you weren't
I
even
was like,
following them? What
I've
the fuck?
never, ever, ever been on that channel in my life.
That's so strange. That's so
So I went
strange.
through all my notifications. It was
Yeah.
45 days ago today that I was gifted one. It expired 15 days ago.
And you'd
That's how
never
long
seen this
ago I
person
was
before in your
apparently
life.
at that channel.
Wow.
Um,
That's
and the
that's
only thing I can think of is occasionally, if I'm lurking on streams and I'm going to bed, I'll leave my PC on overnight and just see where I get taken, like on a raid train, essentially, while I'm in
yeah.
bed. Which I quite enjoy doing from time to time. Obviously, it costs money to keep everything running overnight, which is why it doesn't happen all the time. The only thing
Oh
I can
yeah.
think of is that I appeared on his channel at some point that way, and
Hmm.
then someone's gifted a sub, I've got the gifted sub, and then the raids went elsewhere, all while I've slept.
What one I always find quite funny is if because I like to drop a follow on everyone, especially if like as you said, you go through a raid train and you're on someone you've never even seen or heard of before. I like to drop a follow because it's always nice, but I'm starting to get to a point now where I'm following so many people I can't remember. I can't remember who they are or where they're from. So I've just
Yeah.
got people in my going live section where I'll just hop in there and say hi to their chat and then be like, I don't even know what's going on here, but hello. Um, that's what I think's beautiful about raids, though, is the fact that you can end up on someone else's entirely different channel like 5 raids later after you raided them or whatever, and it's really
Oh
sweet.
yeah.
Really adds to the sense of building community that Twitch has.
So I guess there's also a negative to networking, and it
Aye,
is limiting your networking.
aye,
Like I know some people that they're in one Discord server for streamers,
mhm,
um, and it's the only one they're in because there's enough people in there for them to engage with, like
yeah,
at the current moment in time. Now the
yeah,
problem is when you've got a bunch of people like that. Like there's been times where I've been lurking on, like I've had to go to a lurk on like free streams,
mhm.
and I've had to go and have my dinner and stuff like that. So I've had dinner and I've eaten stuff, and I've come back, and all three of my tabs are on the same person.
Yeah, like
That
you
is
sort of
because
kill
you're
your
essentially,
raid pool.
yeah, you know, my problem with it is I've seen it happen frequently, and it almost feels like a circle jerk. Like, like lack
Yeah,
of a better phrase.
for
Do you
lack of
know
a
what I
better
mean?
phrase, yeah, I get
Like
what you
I've
mean. Well,
noticed that people
yeah,
raid the same people weekly,
mhm,
um, and it's just like you're not gonna, if you want your channel to grow, is this how you think you're gonna do it? Because you're literally just sharing the same followers round and round in a circle, and
yeah,
that's
and you
not
don't want
growth.
to
That's
end
just
up
stagnant.
sharing so much of your audience with only a couple of people. It's good to spread it out.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
but
It's just one of
yeah.
those weird things.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I have noticed because I'll end up on the same person's channel 2 or 3 times because of the same raid. And I think what you end up doing by being in just one Discord server and interacting with just a certain group the whole time, you end up just limiting your raid pool essentially, or or even the amount of friendships you can make and the amount of games you can play with a variety of people. You end up limiting it by only hanging around the one area.
Yeah,
So, that's a good piece of advice. I like that. Um,
yeah. So you then if you know which servers I'm active in on Discord.
I know most of them.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, there's been many a mornings where we've both kind of done the rounds of saying good morning, and we've just said good morning to each other in like 6 different servers.
Yeah.
Like you're
Yeah.
everywhere.
Sounds about
um,
right.
and that's what you want to be doing. You want to be everywhere.
Yeah.
Like at the same
Yeah.
time, don't bang yourself out. I'm taking a step back from a couple of servers that I'm very active in and becoming less active in because I need to use that time more efficiently. I'm
Mm.
like I think the more aware of that stagnantness that I've become, the more I've wanted to not spend my time in the same places. Like I like spending my time there. I've got a lot of friends in there now. It's a place that I do care about. But
Yeah.
ultimately, I joined that server when I started streaming in the hopes that it was a networking opportunity to help the channel grow. I need to put my
Mhm.
channel first. So I need to
Yeah.
continue to think on how can I network to grow my channel.
I think at the end of the day you need to put yourself first more than the channel because, you know, like, have you ever?
Oh yeah.
Because like talking of burnout and stuff before, that can happen with networking, but it can also just happen with content. You know,
Yeah, so
if
I
you're
mean,
turning that camera on every time and you're feeling really fucking tired and you just don't want to do it, then it's probably time to just not. Which
yeah,
is
don't
why
do it.
I've had,
Don't do it.
which is why I've had 3 days off this week because I've just
Which is good
not
because it's
felt.
better to have those days off though
Yeah,
than to force yourself through it. Because then your
exactly.
enjoyment of it decreases, and if that starts lingering, you're done for.
Lindy Games says here lurking, but hi Zenith and hi BigFrankieG.
Hi, Lindy. I hope your mimosas are very nice. Lindy's out on a dinner date right now, so that's really kind of her.
Oh, I hope your day goes well, Lindy. Oh, that's nice. Thank you for those
So,
emotes as well. What are they? They're
I'd,
cute.
I'd, oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
sweet
cute.
tooth.
That's a little sweet tooth, isn't it? I love it.
Yeah,
I saw that
little ice cream.
you were doing one of those. I like that.
So, not a date, love. Not a dinner
Oh,
date. Like,
not
you can do a dinner date with a friend.
a...
Jeez, Lindy.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. That's what I thought. I genuinely thought you meant an actual date.
Oh, right, my bad. Sorry. It's not dinner, John. Oh, it's not even dinner,
It's
it's brunch.
brunch. It's brunch at
Oh,
seven
well,
thirty in the evening. Oh wait, no, Americans. I forgot about
yeah.
those.
Live in a cool time zone, Lindy. Live in a cool time zone.
Yeah.
Uh, confused, so
Oh,
confused.
yeah, confused. Oh, yeah. I try. What?
I know you've got about half an hour, so if there was anything in particular you wanted to ask, do it now, because I go on tangents so easily.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'd say
You've got
about
like a
20
biggie or
minutes or
something.
so. But yeah, I'm. So yeah. Well, I did want to ask you earlier. Are you planning on anything other than Pokemon Nuzlocke runs?
Wow, rude. I only do that once a week, man.
Do
Do
you
that
actually
once
only
a
do
week.
those once a week? Why is it every single time I'm in your streams, it's always Pokemon Nuzlocke runs?
Well, I mean, I have cut my stream schedule by half. That and spend
Right.
more time on
Okay.
networking.
I
Um,
I the only reason I asked that is because I see them all the time, and it's
well,
fun. Don't get me wrong. Like it is definitely a fun thing to see. But I've never seen you play anything else, man. Maybe that's just my own fault for not being
maybe
on
it
when you're
is.
live.
Maybe it is. No, we do Roblox on a Monday.
Right.
We
Nice.
do Pokemon on a Thursday. We do a fantasy game on the Friday, and
Mhm.
on a Sunday, we're currently doing Yakuza. But on Sundays, it is a game for a month that is chosen by the top supporter. So they've got an influence on the content that we create on the channel.
Very nice.
They also choose the charity for the next charity fundraiser. So we're trying to do one of them on the first Sunday of each month.
Mhm.
So we're trying to
Mhm.
create a lot of content that way. And that's the focus I really want the channel to start going towards is
So you
uh,
would say you're definitely a variety streamer then?
100%, yeah, like it's going to
Mhm.
rotate. I mean, Roblox and Pokemon are going to be consistent.
Yeah.
The Roblox has
I
done surprisingly well, and I do blame Jay for getting me addicted to it when he was streaming once. And I was like, "Do you know what? I'll download it and join the game. It looks hilarious."
You were
Uh,
playing some
and
on
I'm now
your
hooked.
birthday stream, I think.
Oh, fuck yeah. Ooh, yeah. We
What
were
happened
supposed
with
to
that, by the
do
way? Because with the raffle, you seem to get a bit stressful partway through that.
which one?
There was the raffle on your birthday,
Oh,
right? The one with the grey
yeah.
squares. The
Yeah, that
how did
was
that? Yeah,
yeah, poor planning on our part. We were test running that, and it got
seems
to a point where
hectic.
we just could not tell which ones had already been picked because there was nothing behind the background other than the same colour as the bloody squares. Uh, so
Yeah.
that was my fault. But we are going to be bringing that back
I think that's
monthly.
it's an awesome idea though, by the way. Like I
Um,
definitely liked the concept. You definitely ran with a solid concept and it was good. It worked. Um
mostly.
Mostly, yeah. Well, with
Um,
Jack Jack posting what squares are available in the chat every
yes,
5 minutes,
super
that
helpful.
really helped.
Yeah.
But it was a
So
very good idea. I
yeah,
like that a lot.
the background's a different color, so we won't need to do that
Yeah,
in August. So,
yeah.
but that's how we're doing it. You know, I want to help other people support streamers that like.
Hmm.
So that's going to be available on the 17th of each month. That gives everyone a month to save up their teeth, which is a sentence I'm never going to get used to saying. And
Just save
and
up
then
the
we've
teeth.
got a charity on the first Sunday of each month. So it works out roughly every fortnight we're supporting a charity or a streamer or
Yeah,
like,
perfect. It's
I'm
nice to
over the moon
take
with that.
your channel into a direction where it's benefiting something else as well, like with a charity event and things like that. Because they always feel really, I don't know, they feel much more well, not much more fulfilling. They just feel more fulfilling. You
Yeah,
understand? You get what I mean?
100%.
Um,
100%. I mean,
and
I
I love
got
that.
so last month we done one for cancer support UK.
Yeah.
Um, I got like a handwritten card off them to say thank you for raising
Oh,
money for
that's
them
really
and
sweet.
stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
quite emotional to be honest.
Yeah,
Um,
I got some thank you
I mean,
emails from some
people
of the
have
ones that
probably seen
supported.
how
It was lovely.
emotional I get, so
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Okay. So, what do you do outside of Twitch? Like, what for Twitch? So, do you do any kind of YouTube? Are you active on Instagram and things like that, or is it just all Twitch all the time?
I'm definitely not active on Instagram. I'm not even sexually active. Uh,
Okay.
and that's a lot less work.
Yeah, to be honest, a lot less emotional and mental trauma.
Yeah. Damn you, Instagram, for having so much trauma.
But basically, the reason I ask is
Uh,
because you said like your origin story essentially is your housemate wanted to get a job, or was it you that was trying to get the job
uh,
for
no,
the
I
YouTube
had
thing
absolutely
originally?
no interest in the job.
So yeah, it was just
But he just seemed
your
super
housemate
hyped for
trying
streaming, and I was like, oh, I'll give it a go.
for this YouTube thing.
It's
So I was wondering if you did any YouTube as well. Like, do you edit
I
videos? Do you edit your
don't.
streams?
That is something that's going to be coming up on the BigFrankieG channel though.
Yeah, it's plans. Are you planning on doing your own editing, or are you paying someone to edit? Because it's a fuck load of work. It's way too much work.
It is, but I do have a, a degree in media, so
Oh,
I'm very
nice,
happy to edit my own footage.
excellent. Yeah, it's a lot of work, isn't it?
It
The
is.
editing, but it can be
So
worth it
I've
for a
put it
good
in my
video.
calendar. I've got a diary that my
Yeah.
mods have access to. Like my mods are absolutely incredible. I get reminders that I'm doing the particular things and stuff like that. Like this morning,
Hmm.
once that finished helping one of my mods with that Final Fantasy fight, it was 6 a.m. and I needed the sleep. And like, go to sleep because you're meeting with them at 6 p.m. your time. Yeah, good idea. You know, it's
Hey,
almost like it's so bizarre. Um,
you definitely sound like you can get the staff there.
yeah,
Very
it's
nice.
absolutely insane. Like I've got so much respect for them. Like
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely cannot repay my mods for what they've done already. So
Oh, that's really sweet though. Um, so what do you find? Because this is, I think, the second guest in so many weeks that says that they've got a schedule and a diary and stuff planned. Do you find that helps a lot?
yes,
Yeah.
I'm a creature of habit for routine. Like
Yeah.
whether it's for Twitch or not, I like to know what I'm doing in advance, regardless of what it is. Like in my diary, I've even got it set down for what days in roundabout when in the day that I'm going to go down to my allotment and do some upkeep on my veg and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, like everything's in there. That's just how I work. Like I've never really brought it up on stream or anything like that, but I do have
Mm.
autism, and I think having structure and routine is one of the big things that I've got from that.
Ah, right. Yeah, I see.
Um,
Yeah,
so I think that's why I find comfort in having that structure.
I think it definitely helps to have that structure. I know I'm someone who doesn't thrive with it, but I'm also someone who could definitely benefit from it. Like if I was to like get a diary and start writing in all the things I'm doing for the week, it would definitely help because I wouldn't have to remember so much and I wouldn't have to be on top of everything all the time
Yeah,
without being able to just like turn off. But something that I'm just notoriously terrible at is writing the things down in the first place and then
yeah.
sticking with it.
Um, Same.
Yeah, but it's like it's one of those where like either I'll accidentally maybe I'll miss something and I've had it written down and I'm just like, oh fuck, why the fuck did I miss this thing that I wrote down? Or it's like, oh, I've got a thing, I'll write it down later probably, and then I never do. Uh, and it just makes me feel like I failed twice rather than if I just forgot to do something and
That's
and then
fair
I
enough.
do it instead,
Um,
you know?
so
I
what
just
I've done
suck at
is
keeping
I've
to a
set up
schedule. Yeah, go
uh,
on.
Google Calendar on my PC and on my phone. So
Hmm.
while I'm organizing things on my PC, type it into the calendar, and then
Yeah.
I get a massive ping that takes up the entire screen on my phone about whatever it is, half an hour before I'm meant to be doing it, and that's helped so far. I've trialed it out for a week,
Yeah, that I can imagine.
and that's really helpful. Um,
Mm-hmm.
'Cause half an hour is plenty of time. I don't really go many places.
Me neither, man.
So,
Me neither. Um. Oh shit. I was gonna say something, but I can't remember exactly what.
oh no,
Oh yeah. Fucking. So, there was. Speaking of Google Calendar, and this is a complete and utter tangent from what we were talking about entirely. I just remembered a funny story because of Google Calendar. So like, have you ever like got messages in your spam folder from random sex bots or something that you know I want to take you on date, baby, or all of those random fucking things, right?
no, even the bots don't find me attractive, son.
Oh no. Well, like there are sex bots out there, right, that email you or comment on your Instagram
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever, and I get emails from them in my spam every now and then, and once somehow I have no idea how the fuck they managed to do this, but they auto-filled my Google Calendar for me, and it was like I can't remember the exact like name of it, but let's just call her Christine, the Christine the robot, and it was every single day, just had an alarm that would go off at 5 that said "Date with Christine," and that was every day, and it was for years, and it just
Oh,
booked the entire calendar every single day
wow.
for
Really
for the
getting out there, Zenith.
for a date with this fucking robot, man. And it was just like, what the fuck? How did you
That's
even do that? And I don't
incredible.
know. I think they send like a spreadsheet or something, and then it's just like, here's the plan, baby, or whatever. And Google picks it up and puts it in the calendar because it auto
Yeah.
if you give it permission, it autofills. So I don't
Oh,
know why the fuck that happened, but
yeah,
that
that's
was
brutal. That
that
is
was
brutal.
creepy as fuck.
Um,
Anyway, that's a complete
I've had,
tangent.
yeah, I have had something not to that disastrous
Yeah.
thing, but I got a message on my PlayStation account
Right.
of this woman that
Mm-hmm.
it was one of those that wants to go and like check out like their cam channel on whatever website or whatever. And
Yeah.
she sent a photo and she was like proper sticking her bum out and stuff like that. And there
Mm-hmm.
was a Christmas tree behind her, and obviously probably wasn't a picture or whatever.
Yeah.
I was so tickled by it. I just had to reply. I was like, "It's July. Why the fuck you still got a Christmas tree up?"
Yeah.
I was like, "A bit, but like, I need to know. I hope you like actually respond and you're not a box. I just want to know why the fuck you've got a Christmas tree up in July."
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's ridiculous. Oh, that's kind of funny. Yeah, I get these messages all the time, and it's always like the worst. I think for it is Instagram, because you always constantly get like promote this on this page. What? Haha! You seem cool. Message our main account for a collab or whatever the fuck. Um, the most insane I've ever had that is 7 messages in 7 seconds on an Instagram post, all telling me to promote it on another Instagram page. Because they just target you. They just target smaller streamers, thinking that they can, uh, essentially piggyback off the fear that your channel's not doing well or not growing fast enough or whatever. And it's just like, fuck off. My channel's great.
Exactly.
Or
I've never worried about growth in terms of
yeah,
speed. Like it's going to be whatever it is.
yeah. It's it's always gonna be. Yeah, you're right. It's just gonna be whatever. So, I just have very little respect for people who program the bots to then try and capitalize off the fact that some kid who just started his Twitch channel and who's 14 wants to just buy into it because they're not getting followers fast enough. You know?
Yeah. Well, kids, stop screaming down your mic in Minecraft.
And
Finally, I've just realised that the first 4 letters of my channel is the same as the first 4 letters for one of the worst Twitch bots I've seen.
BIGF.
Big follows.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, kids, don't get your fucking don't pay for big follows. Do not go to
Yeah.
big follows.
I've literally had 5 of those come in one after the other.
I banned links, and I've not seen them since.
They've started like putting spaces and stuff in them to break it up so
Yeah,
it doesn't come up as a link.
it's
And
weird.
I've had one or
I
two
haven't
pop
had them in
through.
a long time now, like a really long time.
I wonder if they only do for like X amount a month. If the channel is older than that, they don't bother.
Maybe it's a time thing. Like, I don't know. But yeah, it's really weird. I just don't like it. Why do people do this? The answer is to make money, obviously,
Oh
but
yeah.
it's just like, nah, man, don't come to
I
my
mean,
chat or to my Instagram and with your bot and be like, hey, kids, I'm gonna trick you into spending your parents' money.
yeah, I got a follow botted and towards the end of the first month of streaming.
Yeah.
And I used Commander Route to get rid of them. Uh,
Oh yeah, I hear a lot about the
and
commander route.
all of those bots that followed me, and there was just over 100 of them.
Yeah.
Um, they had all been created within 4 seconds of each other,
Jesus
which
fucking
is
Christ.
terrifying how
That
quickly
is terrifying.
they just pump those out.
Humanity is doomed.
Probably a bot. It'll be a bot creating bots,
Yeah,
you
man.
know. And
Yeah,
then
legit.
then you've just got Skynet, and we're all fucked.
Oh god, no. It's cut to Twitch 2027, and it's just Terminator.
There you go. There's your next brand, and if you change, become
What
the T2.
all hail the robotic overlords.
Yeah, there you go.
I love it. Right, Frankie, I know you've got a time limit as well, and we were a little late. So
It's no problem.
do you wanna end on the podcast now?
It is entirely up to you, mate. It is your
Yeah, man.
podcast.
Right, I'm gonna wrap things up. 1 second. Right, thank you for joining us.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
People
Always
on
good to see
YouTube.
you, man.
Thank you. Frankie, thank you for joining Me, even though I know it was a bit of a pain to get here because your internet just
Yeah,
conking out entirely. But thank you for managing to make it
that's no
through
worries. I
anyway.
do think my mobile data's dropped again, so I'm gonna have to fucking run
Okie
down the
dokes.
street again and see if I've just hit